These next four buttons are the X restriction tool, the Y restriction tool, the Z restriction tool, and then the pull down with the XY restriction tool, the YZ restriction tool, and the ZX restriction tool. Let's see what these do. When I have the restrict in the X direction on, and I'm in the view coordinate system, when I click on a view, for example the front view, you can see that my coordinate system, X goes to the left and right, and this is denoted by the red line and the X that's red, so I know that I can only move in that direction. If I select the Y, you can see that the Y-axis is now red, and the two inactive or locked directions are the Z and X. They're gray, so I can move this object only in the Y direction. If I select the Z direction, I can't move it in this view because the Z direction is coming towards me in the view coordinate system. However, in the perspective view, the Z is up and down, so I can move it here, and it's restricted the motion of this object. The same goes for the XY, so now you can see that the X and Y are red, meaning that they're active, and the Z is inactive, so it's gray. And I can move in the XY, but not the Z. When I restrict it to YZ, now I can move up and down and in and out, but I can't move left and right because the X has been restricted. And keep in mind that these work differently with different coordinate systems chosen. And finally, the ZX direction. Now I can move up and down and left and right, up and down, left and right, but I can't move in the Y direction. And you notice that when I switch to another view, again, I can only move in the unlocked directions, in this case Z and X. So you can use these constraints to move objects around with precision. And keep in mind that these restrictions, these motion restrictions, work differently with different coordinate systems. Play around with them, and it'll help you get a feel for the different coordinate systems. Also remember that when you restrict in one direction, the direction that you can move in is denoted by red line with the red axis, and the inactive directions are the gray lines and the gray axes labels.